Point of view cameras are a popular bunch, and Panasonic enters the market with one that looks a little different than the rest. Let's take a look at the HX-A100. Hey everyone, I'm Mia. This small, lightweight action camera is designed a little differently than its competition. The camera is actually worn on a headpiece that goes around the back of your head and hooks over both ears. I thought the design would be really uncomfortable, but surprisingly, I didn't mind it much. The back of the headpiece is adjustable, and the camera sits right against your cheek. It has a little notch in the top that you want to point up so that the camera is oriented parallel to the horizon. The headpiece is designed for hands-free shooting without a helmet, but there is an optional mount available separately for helmets or backpacks. Now, the recorder on this device is actually tethered to the camera with a plastic-encased cable. That cable is roughly 2 feet long, and that's the perfect length if you plan to wear the camera with the included armband case. But if you plan to mount it someplace like on a car, keep in mind that the actual recording device must be mounted less than 2 feet away from the camera. The camera and recorder is dustproof and waterproof down to 5 feet, and it feels pretty durable. One of the interesting features I found on the HX-A100 is the level shot function. That will work automatically to correct tilted images, and when I watched back the footage, you can actually see the camera working to keep the shot near level with the horizon, but it's not exact. Still, a nice feature to have on an action camera. Like many of the action cameras on the market, the HX-A100 has Wi-Fi built in. So in order to access the camera's settings like quality and frame rates, you must first sync the camera with the Panasonic Image app on a compatible smartphone or tablet. Now, this is the only way to view the video angle before you actually shoot it. It's also nice to have a variety of frame rates and recording modes to choose from, and this little camcorder delivers. The normal recording mode is 1080 60p with a compression rate of 28 megabits per second. But you can also choose from 3 slow motion recording modes, including 120 frames per second at 720p and 240 frames per second at 480p. The slow motion effect is done in camera, so you don't have to slow it down in post-production. It plays back at 30 frames per second. Plus, all your footage is recorded in the MP4 format. Now, when it came time to review the footage, I was pleased with the video from this action cam. The point of view angle is really nice. The color looked good and images stayed sharp, even when driving pretty fast on the highway. I was not quite as impressed with the low light video as I'd hoped, but depending on how you plan to use the footage, I'd say it's passable. There are 3 angles of view: wide at 160 degrees, standard at 117 degrees with the image stabilization off, or you could choose to use the camera's built-in image stabilization and the angle will change to 104 degrees. A Monaural microphone is built in, but it picks up a lot of wind. And because the camera literally sits right against your cheek, it may brush your face or pick up your breathing as well. Now, one thing that bothers me about this camera is that there's no removable battery. So you can shoot for roughly 3 hours, but then the camera will need to be connected to a USB port to recharge. The HX-A100 takes 5.3 megapixel still images. It takes MicroSD SDHC cards, and I suggest purchasing a Class 10 card to capture high action footage. One feature that the HX-A100 offers that sets it apart from others in the market is the ability to stream live. Now, you won't find instructions for this in the basic user's manual. You'll have to go online and download the entire operator's manual. But after an extensive setup process of creating a Lumix Club account and a Ustream account if you don't already have one, I was able to stream live wirelessly wearing the A100. But there are a few things to look out for. If you're working on a wireless network that's protected by a firewall, chances are the camera will not connect for live broadcast. And you can only use a 2.4 gigahertz connection. I tried it with a 5 gigahertz connection, and the guys over at Panasonic said it won't work. So after some trial and error and a lot of tech support, I got the live broadcast up with a Wi-Fi hotspot. Aside from the trouble that I had with live streaming, the HX-A100 was a lot of fun to use. I could see it adding a unique perspective to family vacations or point-of-view sports video. I'm Mia McCormick. Thanks for watching.
For more information, please visit us online, give us a call, or stop by our New York City Superstore. You can also connect with us on the web.